everyone. In this video, this part of the series, we're going to be looking at the Landspeeder. So first up, here's the sprue. It's got the multi-melta, heavy bolter, doors, the main chassis. We have the bottom, some feet, some bodies, and this piece here fell out, so it's right here. Then we have the flying base. I'm going to be keeping it like this just for now, just to put it on. I'll do a tutorial on bases later on and show how I'm doing my bases, and that's when I'll actually do this. Then we have some magnets. These are for the, so we can go between the heavy bolter and the multi-melta. Then we have, go into focus, little blood angel symbol. Because I am doing a subchapter of a subchapter, it's blood angel themed, so I do want the wings. Sorry, I have a little bit of cold. Then we have a little baggie of bits, so dump out. Then we have, is this the right piece? No. We have the Typhoon missile launcher. So if I grab the main part, it'll be a little hard to get it on, but that's going to fit in like that. I can turn it around without it falling to pieces. And it's going to go like that. So this piece right here is going to be magnetized to go with the regular little door, and that way it can have the Typhoon missile launchers, or if I just want it stock, it won't have them. I have both sides. I also have some extra pieces because some of the Landspeeders I have are pre-built and I'm repairing them, so I had to find extra bodies just to fill in space. And this might have a plasma pistol, but it originally was just to cut off so I could have an arm point, like holding out, so I can hold a controller or whatever. So those are the pieces, and we'll get back with the next step. So for the next part of the tutorial, we're going to start with how to take things off of the sprue. For that, we will need, hit the camera, clippers. These are just from the dollar store, they do just fine. And an X-Acto knife. So first up, take the clippers, and you don't have to do it right close to the wing. You do it off to the side. Just cut. Ooh, sometimes it just comes off like that, and sometimes that's fine. Then once you have that, you take your knife, and always away from you. You can even put it down on the mat. A cutting mat is really good whenever you're cutting, for obvious reasons. And you just put it right close, press down. Right close, press down. And there we have that. Have these little edges there. Just get this out of the way, see if it focuses a little better. You just want to go like this, and press down. Same with the other side. You don't want to carve in, like down and out. You just want it set kind of flat. Same things here. Just to get rid of the big bumps. And then what you want to do is lay the blade flat, like that. And then tilt it up a bit, and just drag it across. You can put your finger right on the side of the blade for more control, and just go like this. You can kind of hear it bumping. And you can put your thumb right up against it if you want. That way you have more control. You can kind of see it peeling little pieces off there. And when you clear that off, it's nice and smooth. And you can do this with mold lines around the whole thing. And once it's done, you will have a piece that's ready to be primed. So there's that piece. I'm going to finish taking the rest of it off the sprue, and I'll be back. So I went ahead and glued some of it together. This is now attached. So now we have the basic shape of a Landspeeder on its way. I also glued the missiles together and to the little door. These doors have little windows designed for these to fit in. So with that, we can just stick that on like that, that like that. Then we have our Landspeeder with missile launchers. So the next part, I'm going to do some magnetization, because I also want to be able to put these doors on, because I don't necessarily want to be limited to only being able to field this, and I would rather be able to switch the doors than to tell my opponent that the missile launchers aren't really there. Just preference. I still have these pieces that have to be glued on. That glues on there. This piece goes on the front. There's little lines fit into these little slots. So it just kind of goes on like that. I think I'm going to do the base coat on here and paint it before I glue this on. Then this piece goes in the bottom, just like that. I'm going to leave this to the very end, just because it's a lot easier to set on the table this way. And once you add this piece on, it kind of changes that. I've got the basic Marines, just the torsos glued together. Nothing too special. Shoulder pads, arms, stuff like that everywhere. I was also thinking, if I can find it, is this piece goes here, goes on the front like that, and I'm not a big fan of it, so what I was thinking of doing is cutting it right here, just cut that right off, and then putting a magnet on the on the guns, so that we can go like that at the front. I'm still going to have the little bar here with the gun magnetized there as well, but I've seen it on a couple where the gun's magnetized below for a secondary option, because you can take 2 multi-meltas. I think you have access to 2 heavy bolters as well. So if I have a melta here and a melta here, then I can have the 2 multi-meltas, or I can just have the 1 base here. So I think that'll be probably what I'm going to do there. And as for magnetizing, because I do want to get some of this on camera, have these magnets. They're just little magnets. See if I can. They're not very thick. It goes into focus. There we go. So I've got those. It's going to be a little difficult because this has this piece that goes in. So it just kind of fits in. I think I'm going to magnetize at the bottom. Or I might cut this piece off and take a piece of sprue, which I had one somewhere, but it is gone now. I'm just going to take a piece of sprue, just a little chunk off, stick it in so it touches there, put a magnet to the outside of it so that the door just simply clicks in. So I'm going to try and do the one side, and I'll be back. Alright, sorry about that. The phone rang. Had to take it. It was from a friend of mine. But getting back to this, I just put a magnet on each side, just like that. Then I took a piece of sprue, and I just glued it to both pieces. Waited for it to dry. Added a little bit more glue for really make it sturdy. And then once that was done, I glued another piece to that piece like this, then added glue to this end, and then just stuck it in so that it's stuck to, right here, stuck to that thing right there. Then once that was done, waited for it to dry, and then boom, just like that, you have the Landspeeder Typhoon missile launchers on there. So I'm going to do the other part. It won't be in this video. The next video is going to be Legion of the Damned. Actually, you can see them right over here. I'm going to get those done and then do some priming. And then once the Legion of the Damned video is done, I'm going to finish off the bases, which glued down some cork on here. Left this piece off so that it can go on once the sand and stuff has been on and the base is finished. I can put this back on. He goes in like that, and then he's on a base. So once these are done, I'm going to do another battle report. It's just going to be a quick, easy battle report, nothing too complex. It's going to be turn-based. I'm not going to do the whole movement and describing too much. It's going to be more casual and quicker. Once that's done, I'm going to get to painting. So then this thing will eventually be painted and ready to go. So hopefully this had some information that was good, and see you in the next video. Speeder. Attached a couple things on. So right here we have a magnet. Doesn't look that great as is, but if I can grab this, put that there, snaps in, and the little bar goes across to it. So once it's painted up, it'll look like it matches a fair bit. It'll just look like that's where it's supposed to swivel from. So I magnetized a magnet there, just glued on, pretty simple. Magnetized this, just again glued on, and it just snaps in. It's pretty strong, and a couple things drying over here. We have the multi-melta as well. Personally, I think the multi-melta is the better choice. A fast vehicle can hide and then zoom up the field, pop a tank, and it's paid for its points. Here I cut off the little antenna, which used to look like this. Not a huge fan of it, and also, knocked the camera, magnetize another multi-melta, so it can go there like that. Typically it's built on the bottom, but I don't actually have that piece because this is an older Landspeeder and it didn't come with any of that. So I figured here it still works. Once it's glued on, actually looks pretty cool with the two multi-meltas. So we have that, and when it's not on, it's just pretty flat. Zoom in. It's pretty clean glue, so it doesn't stick up too much. Can't really feel it too much, so once it's painted it should be alright. He's just stick tacked in there so that I could see how the hands line up to the guns. Works pretty good. And then on to the more difficult part, the door. This door is magnetized. I used 2 magnets and put 2 magnets on a piece of sprue, and then looking this way, going this way, and then down like a T, like a capital letter T, glued it inside. So this is just a piece of sprue. It's sticking in probably like that, and then this piece attached this way onto it, so that we can take our missile launcher with two magnets as well, and we can just set it on. And now we have missile launcher on this side. So I'm going to do the other side, probably glue it up and prime it. This will probably be the end of this video. I'm going to try and get onto the Legion of the Damned video as soon as possible, because this is pretty basic. Actually, just to go over quickly what I did for this. This moves a bit because it's glued, but it's not in there perfectly. So basically what I did is I put 2 magnets in here, and then I took another magnet like that,